Well, it's the second day of a fabulous week, and Wake Up Nigeria is delighted to be here with you.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure being here, bright and early. And of course, we're trying our best to make your morning a little bit brighter.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic episode of Wake Up Nigeria today. And we advise you to stick around. But if you have to go out, of course, you know what to do. My name is Yomi Obe.
And I'm Titilayo Onyison. Please stream with us on tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Please send in those comments. Can't wait to see them on social media. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
Yeah, our app is also available for download both on the Android and iOS stores. And with it, you can watch us from anywhere in the world.
Yes, indeed.
Now, straight to this morning's highlights. It's all about celebrations on the show today. And as usual, if it's your birthday, we'll celebrate you and your loved ones on the show.
We have a musical performance. We have multi-award-winning Nigerian gospel singer, Toyosi.
Dr. Isima Shobande is an aesthetic physician and an expert with skincare, joining us to talk about the causes of hyperpigmentation. It happens a lot with different kinds of people.
And for the latest in the world of entertainment, joining us is entertainment journalist Shea Taylor.
Yeah, when I saw Tiwa, I thought she was
coming on the show?
She was coming on the show.
Yeah, soon.
Pretty soon.
Very soon.
From the world of pageantry, Mr. Nigeria Global 2019, Ayomide Emmanuel Olowo will be joining us on the show for a chat.
And if you're still trying to figure out parenting techniques, Yeti Williams of Lagos Moms is going to join us to share a little more on that.
We've got another musical performance, this time around from singer, songwriter, voice coach, and actor Yo-Yo Michael. She's going to be performing her song, Ekun Ayo.
And finally, we have another very popular Nigerian gospel singer, songwriter, and music director, Joe Praise.
Impossible to you. You give sight to the blind. No one can deny your greatness and your power. Make me just a wonder.
All right.
Today's going to be on these three gospel artists.
So
today's
somebody's going to be inspired today.
Yeah, we're going to get up some church in here, you know. That's what's going to happen today.
But
hey,
Tuesdays just sometimes feel like they're a bridge between like the hardest day of the week and one of the easiest. So by Wednesday, most of the things you've been planning for should have started happening. Yeah, like you do all the planning on Monday.
There's a survey that says that Tuesday is the most productive day of the week.
I heard that.
Yes, it's a survey, it's a research and a survey. So people tell, okay, so Monday is that day where there's this alarm that just sticks up inside you. No matter what happens, you just want to, people that even have what they're doing, they just want to stand up and, okay, it's Monday, let me just get something. So but by Tuesday, like you calm down and you start getting things in line and in order. So well, generally, by that survey, Tuesday, of course, is the most productive day.
Do you have any family member or any friend that doesn't pay out money on Mondays? There's that thing where some people say they don't pay out money on Mondays. When it's Monday, they don't give people money on Monday because they feel like for the rest of the week.
I thought those were village people.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
Some people have different fetishes and pet peeves and all of that.
Yeah.
So they don't do some big stuff.
That thing used to drive me crazy.
I think I've heard of stuff like that. There are people that have just different, for no reason. They just have one pet peeve and, okay, I don't do this by this time. I don't want to jinx myself. Maybe they've come to understand themselves and all of that. So,
but then there's some people that take Monday as their day off. It's like, those are the big boys.
I've heard of people who, particularly because, again, like Mike said, Mondays are not particularly productive because you're still trying to get the week together and all of that. So if you take the day off, it's actually a good day to plan. It's a good day to plan. Just be at home and put things together. And
it is. That Monday just has something about it. And I think it was Gary Vee and Donald Trump who tell you that outrightly they hate weekends. So, of course, he used a swear word, but he said he's going to make Monday his whatever. Like,
Yeah.
he says it's just a day, but generally it's the most feared day of the week around the world. Every day, people everywhere, people hate Mondays. Monday, say on Sunday, tell a horror story with 3 words. Tomorrow is Monday. That's a horror story for some people. Like from when we're kids, you know, talking about school the next day, to when you know, university even, you know, one day you were going back. You also maybe went to town or something to flex, and then Monday you're going back to school, and then you don't move to work. So I always used to feel, junior secondary school, by the time I enter senior secondary, things will be better. I won't be feeling this one I'm feeling.
You have more control.
You have more control. Because when you enter university, you'll be like,
the same
no,
thing,
let me finish university, youth service will be cool. You know, that's life for you.
Especially if you have those long assignments.
Life will just always...
You have those long assignments that you haven't done by Sunday night.
Bring up something,
you know that, it's going to be crazy.
But the kudos to us, a lot of us who didn't do assignments when there was no Google, who did assignments when there was no Google. Nowadays, people just put up their question on Google, and you might have probably seen someone that's done the assignment.
Yeah, that same project.
It's always very likely that you will even find the same topic.
The same, exactly.
But then again, how some lecturers used to catch some students out is they would just take one sentence from that person's work, now Google that sentence, and if it pops up, they would immediately be able to see that, hey, you copied it. So
now, our days we have Google.
Right now, you can't just cheat like that because you could be found out. Easy.
All right, we do have to take the news now. And the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arrested 94 suspected internet fraudsters after conducting raids at some nightclubs in Osogbo, Osun State. The agency spokesman, Wilson Owujaren, says the operation came after intelligence reports revealed they were organizing a party to celebrate their loot. 19 exotic cars, laptops, several sophisticated mobile phones, and others were also confiscated. The EFCC says the suspects are currently undergoing further interrogation, and those indicted will be charged to court. Now, a group of Southeast leaders are set to meet President Muhammadu Buhari to discuss the state of the zone in the nation's polity. Briefing newsmen at the end of their meeting, the group, headed by the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, Governor David Umahi, says the zone has concluded plans to meet with the president on Thursday. Present at the meeting were governors of Abia, Enugu, and Ebonyi states.
Just finished our meeting, Southeast Governors meeting with our leaders. And then we resolved that we are going to see Mr. President for the welfare of our people Southeast. That is what we resolved. When we come back, we'll give you the context of our meeting with Mr. President.
The federal government has called on Nigerians to support its efforts at solving Nigeria's revenue generation problems. Speaking at the public presentation and breakdown of the 2020 budget proposal in Abuja, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning explained that there is a need for the federal government to boost revenue generation in order to meet its targeted revenue to GDP ratio of 15%. Recently, the federal government presented the proposed budget of continuous growth and job creation of 10.3 trillion naira to the joint session of the National Assembly. At the meeting, the budget is presented and further broken down to the public. On the 2020 budget, the minister asserts that the aggregate revenue available to fund the 2020 budget is projected at 8.1 trillion naira, showing a 561.2 billion naira increase compared to the 2019 budget. The budget deficit of 2.1 trillion naira is to be financed mainly by borrowing 1.6 trillion naira, both from domestic and foreign sources. Now, she urges Nigerians to support the federal government's effort in solving Nigeria's revenue generation problems. Recurrent spending is expected to rise by 11.28% from 4.39 trillion naira in the 2019 fiscal year to 4.88 trillion naira, reflecting increases in salaries and pensions, including provisions for implementation of the new minimum wage. Now, a meeting between organized labor and the government side of the Joint National Public Service Negotiating Council and the Minister of Labor and Employment, Chris Ngige, is to continue today to resolve the disagreements and prevent showdown tomorrow. On Monday, both teams met separately with the minister as part of efforts to resolve the lingering dispute over the consequential adjustment of the national minimum wage and avert the looming nationwide strike. Organized labor had issued an ultimatum to the federal government and directed workers to get ready for a nationwide strike. Labor is demanding 29% salary increase for officers on salary grade 7 to 14 and 24% adjustment for the officers on salary level 15 to 17, while the federal government is proposing 11% increase for the officers on level 7 to 14 and 6.5% for workers on level 15 to 17. Now, a week of activities to commemorate the legacy of Afrobeat king Fela Anikulapo Kuti has commenced yesterday with a symposium tagged the Fela Debate. A celebration, as it is called, has drawn experts from various fields who have seized the opportunity to revisit the social issues that defined Fela's long life advocacy through music and social action. He was not just a musician, but a prophet recognized by his admirers as the lyrics of his music remains relevant several years after his death. His ideals and his life stands as an edifice that make public servants at all levels wake up to the reality of their offices. Now, since 1998, Celebration has been celebrated annually in memory of the late Afrobeat king, and who stood as a defender of the masses, and of course, whose sound resonates till date. With this year's theme tagged Teacher, Don't Teach Me Nonsense, part of activities to celebrate the legend is a symposium which addresses timely questions and brings intellectuals from all around the world to Africa for the discourse. The high point of the event was the presentation of cash prizes to winners of the visual art competition, which held earlier. The week-long activities continue today. Now, over in the UK, British lawmakers have commenced debating the Queen's speech, a process that could take days before it is approved. Now, the speech set out the Prime Minister Boris Johnson's agenda for his government and is designed to win over voters ahead of a likely election. It includes an overview of more than 20 bills, including the legislation required to implement a Brexit deal. This is if the Prime Minister is able to reach an agreement with the EU this week ahead of a 31st of October deadline. While not an official vote of confidence, the plans could be used to further destabilize Boris Johnson's position. Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. We'll bring you more, of course, on the 7 o'clock hour as well. We're going to take a quick break now and be back with sports.
But we have to take the headlines now. It's The Punch starting us off this morning. And it says here, fresh crisis in Buhari's home. Aisha battles Daura family, it says. It also says Maman Daura's daughter explains viral video fight. How president's wife almost injured us, says Fatima. She was laughing at me, says Aisha Buhari. Presidency investigating presidential villa video. That's an interesting turn of events. Now it says here, police uncover center with 300 inmates in Katsina. It also says here, Osun ex-speaker denies knowledge of Tinubu's 2023 banner. EFCC knocked over arrest of 94 Osun nightclubbers. Oshomole's aide, CP, clash over ex-governor's home's attack. At the top here, it says on minimum wage, federal government labor in make or break meeting today. Federal government spent 3.3 trillion naira in 6 months, says minister. And panel on Atiku's appeal not yet constituted, say the Supreme Court. I'll wrap it up with this. Court freezes 45 accounts of firms for rice smuggling. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Let's take a look at the Vanguard. It's Tuesday, October 15. What Benin, Niger must do to get borders reopened, federal government says. And our neighbors must meet commitments signed several years ago, finance minister says. And no imports, exports through land borders, customs boss Ali says. And then adds border shutdown to enhance national security. Nigerians lament closure as prices of food items soar. Wow. 600 days in captivity. Leah's father laments federal government's inability to secure daughter's release. Up here are a few stories. 19 journalists harassed, illegally arrested, detained this year, Amnesty International says. And the minimum wage, your letter to SGF declaration of trade dispute, Ngige tells Labour. And financial inclusion rises marginally to 63.2% in 2 years. And a few other stories at the bottom here. Atiku versus Buhari, Supreme Court blasts CUPP, says we don't pander to dictates of anybody. Nobody attacked Oshomole, says Edo CP. And crisis, Ogbomosho, not sole owners of Lautech, say workers. And finally, our government has abandoned us to our fate, parents of abducted Kaduna schoolgirls lament. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
Now we have the Guardian newspaper here, and it says, how economy may suffer under total border closure. Millions may be jobless over ill-timed policy. Action in nation's best interest, says government. There's no hunger in Nigeria, says minister. That's an interesting statement. Non-passage of PIB hurts oil industry investment. Reps panel lament sector's inability to fund budget. 2020 budget to lift 10 million Nigerians out of poverty, it says. Federal government labor resume minimum wage talks today. Page 3 has more on that. ECOWAS court orders federal government to pay soldier dismissed for losing rifle 10 million naira. Hell in Lagos as bad roads, chaotic traffic leaves stranded motorists in pains. 4 feared killed as cult gangs clash in rivers. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
Let's take a look at the Nigerian Tribune. 45 banks in trouble, or 45 bank accounts in trouble, and over rice smuggling. And as court orders interim freezing, and joint security operatives seize 1.4 billion naira items, and federal government adamant on land border closure. Lamentations in Seme as traders close shops, incur debts over credit facilities. Wow. EFCC arrests 94 suspected internet fraudsters in Osogbo. And religious center with chained children discovered in Daura. And a nationwide strike. Federal government labor make or break meeting today. And a few other stories here. Forfeited buildings rot as presidency. NEITI budget 526 million naira for rent. And November Guba election is about Ijaw Nation, Bielsa governor says. And finally, inform APC police when visiting home. Edo governor tells Oshomole. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
And that's all we have time for when it comes to newspaper headlines for this hour. But we'll be back, taking a quick break. We'll be back with the traffic update.
Good morning and welcome to Lagos traffic updates on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, of course, with the rains pouring heavily across the country, you can't help but look for the best options to get you to your destination safe and sound. And that's why we have you covered. And as we intend to help you as much as we can, you can also help by tweeting and sending messages via our social media platforms using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, okay? All right, let's take a look at the routes this morning. I'm going to start off with Maryland to CMS Garage, okay? So if you're at Maryland bus stop right now, just keep in mind that it will take you about 50 to 55 minutes to get to CMS Garage this morning. There's not so much traffic at Maryland. However, approaching Anthony bus stop, you'd experience light traffic. It will ease out just before you get to the LASU campus there, and it's free-flowing. In fact, it's free-flowing until you're getting to the town planning axis. Just before the bridge is where there's light traffic. But as soon as you pass the bridge, it's free-flowing traffic again. And it continues that way. As a matter of fact, with just pockets of traffic, Obanikoro access is pretty free, good to go. However, as soon as you traverse Obanikoro, just about 3 minutes, then you would experience light traffic. Then after about 2 minutes, there's a gridlock, and it's bumper to fender, light traffic, bumper to fender, light traffic, until you get to the Shomolu axis. That's where you experience free-flowing traffic. It's deceptive, though, because barely 5 minutes later, you end up in light traffic. And that light traffic continues until you get to the Igbobi axis. When you are at the Igbobi axis, you experience bumper to fender traffic for about 5 to 15 minutes. But it's not for long anyway, because there's free-flowing traffic. There are pockets of traffic here and there. On the bridge, there's traffic. And it goes on like that. It depends on what route you take. If you decide to make a turn to your left towards Yaba, that's when it will take you about 50 minutes. But if you decide to continue with the usual axis, talking about the Oju-Elegba axis, luckily, it will take you the same 50 minutes, okay? That's if you're going to CMS. But at the end of the day, we all end up at the same point, and that, of course, is Marina Road. And, of course, getting to our destination safe and sound is the priority today, okay? Now, let's take a look at another axis that is traffic-prone. Talking about the Ile-Epo axis, the gridlock around there is very, very huge. In fact, these days, it's advisable to leave home as early as you can, just so you can escape the traffic, or at least escape much of the trouble. Luckily, though, this morning it will take you just about an hour to get to Mushin bus stop from Ile-Epo. As a matter of fact, Ile-Epo bus stop right now, from the bus stop itself, it's free-flowing, but just for a short while, because you'd experience a bit of gridlock. The traffic there, the bumper to fender ends just after you pass the Zenith Bank, after which is free-flowing traffic. In fact, the free-flowing traffic goes on until you are approaching Pleasure bus stop. Now, at Pleasure bus stop, you would experience bumper to fender traffic as you're approaching it, and then it's free-flowing. But at Pleasure bus stop itself, there's light traffic, okay? But as soon as you pass the Pleasure bus stop, just about a minute or two, the traffic eases out. In fact, it's free-flowing until you're close to Iyanokpaja. Just before the bridge at Iyanokpaja is where you would experience light traffic. And the traffic continues under the bridge, but only for a short while. In fact, before you even get to the transport companies there, especially the Diamond Bank, you would experience free-flowing traffic. And it goes on like that, which is amazing because it's not usually the case until you get to Iyano. That traffic is free-flowing, but it's just light traffic at Iyano, so don't panic, because as soon as you're past the light traffic, it's free-flowing again until you're approaching Dokpemu Bridge. Now, around Dokpemu Bridge area, there's light traffic, then the gridlock starts under the bridge, but only for a short while, because as soon as you're past the bridge, especially the intersection for those coming from Egbeda, there you see that the traffic eases out just after that. And my goodness, this is unbelievable. The traffic continues as free-flowing until you are around the Mangoro, cement axis. So at cement axis is where you would experience light traffic. Now that experience of light traffic is only for a short while because the gridlock starts almost immediately, but only for a short while as well. As soon as you pass there, the Onilekere police station axis, free-flowing through to Mangoro axis. The Mangoro axis is where you'd experience light traffic. And then the light traffic, as a matter of fact, eases out to free-flowing traffic until you're approaching Ile-Zik. This is pretty good for a work day. Really good. But of course, from Ile-Zik, the traffic gridlock continues through Ikeja along. Can you imagine that? And it continues that way through under bridge, continues that way until you're approaching airport. So when you get to airport is where the traffic eases out, it becomes light, and then it's free-flowing traffic all the way to Arena. Now, at the Arena, the light traffic starts through to Oshodi Bridge. Just before the bridge, there's a gridlock, perhaps due to vehicle movements there. The gridlock is only for a short while because as soon as you're past the bridge, it eases out, just light traffic, and then it's free-flowing mostly until you get to Mushin bus stop. So if you're around that axis this morning, you're good to go, and I'm sure you'd have a very good journey as well. And finally, taking a look at the Orun-Shoki axis, for those going to Obalende this morning, I should let you know that the traffic is not bad either. Okay, so I'm beginning to think that most people decided to stay indoors today. That's what I'm suspecting because right now, the traffic is very good. In fact, it will take you just about 50 to 55 minutes to get to Obalende from Orun-Shoki. 55 minutes, maximum 1 hour, you're there already. So most of the bridge, there's traffic. Getting on the bridge, not too much, just light traffic. But as soon as you're on the bridge, settled on the bridge, it's free-flowing traffic. And that free-flowing traffic continues all the way till you are between Iwaya and Makoko. So just after Iwaya, axis of the bridge is where the bumper to fender traffic starts. And that gridlock continues until you get off the bridge, eases out shortly, just for a short while, and then it's bumper to fender traffic again. And then it goes on, pockets of traffic, free flow, pockets of traffic, free flow. But of course, you will get to Obalende in about an hour. Okay, so conservatively, let's prepare our minds for an hour if you're just at Orun-Shoki bus stop right now, okay? Now, as I say every day, the most important thing when you set out is 1, to have consideration for other road users, 2, drive carefully, and 3, be very, very patient. And I'm sure with that, you will get to your destination safe and sound. Now, I'm coming to join you guys in the kitchen. However, I wonder if you have any tweets for me, so you can take those tweets while I join you in the kitchen.
We don't have tweet, Mary. We're not taking it.
No, we're supposed to give Mary a golf clap.
Wow. You see, when you're this sorting, Mary's like Cristiano Ronaldo. When you're this sorting, nah, you know, it's not normal. So, Mary, we're not taking tweets.
So just 1 or 2, I noticed, no, I noticed something, just a piece of information, traffic information. So there was a broken down truck about 20 minutes ago under the Ikeja bridge. Not the Ikeja along, under the bridge, Ikeja under the bridge. So, and that caused a lot of traffic earlier on around the bus stop. But I think it's been removed now. But there's still a lot of traffic. So if you're going to Ikeja under bridge, don't go there. You should go through.
What kind of traffic report?
So go through Oba Akran over the bridge and then to the other side. You'll be fine.
The tension is under the bridge.
Under the bridge, because of the broken down truck. But that's it. That's all I've got.
So I'm suffering from.
So we've got 2 major things. We have the First Lady trending.
Yeah. Of course.
And also
Mamandaura.
For those who don't know, tell us the story of the First Lady. Why she's trending?
Okay, well, I mean, she gave an interview on BBC Hausa. She loves BBC Hausa, apparently. All her interviews are there anyway. And she said that, so the video that Mike showed us last week of her having like a verbal altercation was actually in Aso Rock, and it was actually of her. And that it was the president's chief of staff, that Mamandaura, that was his daughter, it was Mamandaura's daughter that was taking the video. And also laughing at her while she was getting upset and all of that. So there's a bit of back and forth going on right now. We don't know the full details, but
it was a recent video. It was a recent video.
Let's forget the fact that she's a.
I don't think
so it wasn't a video from last week. Okay. So it was definitely not from last week, but not that old, just a few months ago, just before she.
Old as in now, because that's what we got online, that the video was not recent. It was actually
an older video, but because it was released at that time, it just made it seem, which is something that happens a lot with videos that come up online. Even with the issue that came up with Tiwa Savage and some OAPs, apparently that video was actually quite an old video. So yeah, from sources at the radio station in question, that video was quite an old interview. It wasn't recent at all, but for some reason it surfaced again.
I think we should explain to people what video you're talking about.
There was a video trending a few days ago where some OAPs had some interesting things to say about female artists. And the truth is, as an OAP myself, I understand what it is to be surrounded by OAPs who have opinions. And as long as things are not on air, it's off the record. But for some reason, there was a video being taken while they were off air, and that got online. I'm not sure how the video moved around or who sent it to who, but it was actually quite an old video. And that's how tensions can just be sparked.
For that one, whether it was old or not, they said what they said, and it wasn't time-bound. They had their opinions on 2 or 3 different artists, and it was off record. And it wasn't like they were on air, so it shouldn't have gone out. But Norma, you know, you've heard this thing that a lot of us, if we could hear the other person we spoke to 5 seconds after they dropped the call, we'll probably not speak to a lot of people. And that's just life. There are people that, you know, every when you drop, you kind of, this one's safe. But you know, so it shouldn't have been, I don't know who leaked it. I know that it shouldn't have definitely gone, because they wouldn't have gone up with those opinions. But for the First Lady, like Mary said, you see, look, at every point, you have to understand that, look, she's a representative. For now, we have it's an official capacity, right? It's an official. A lot of people would not want it to be, but for now it is. So it is utter disrespect, especially coming from somebody who's as high in command as to post that video. At that point, I mean, you are disrespecting our First Lady.
Exactly. That's the way I look at it.
And with all due respect, she's about one of the most beautiful First Ladies I've ever seen.
She is one of the most beautiful.
Or the most beautiful. Yes. So the battle between her and the late Stella Obasanjo. She's a beautiful First Lady. No, some people have like, you know.
When it comes to
but what I'm saying is that she.
Our presidents like beautiful women.
I do like her. I do like her. Of course, with some things she has done. Yes, you know, we were talking about it that she has done her best. You know, it's not easy to go up against your husband, even if you are trying to be subtle about it, and not when he's the president. But it's disrespectful to her.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, I'll just quickly say this. Whatever we do with our phones these days, you should understand that sometimes you need to put your phones away. There are some things that are actually silly. When you're even recording somebody who is elderly, the least you shouldn't even be laughing, and that's what she was doing.
Yeah, she was.
It's rude. Let's forget. See, this generation,
you know what?
In fact,
we reserve our comments for now, but we know that you will share yours.
So we reserve. When you finish talking,
we have to take a break. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. It was a segue.
Rest assured, we're going to be gisting about stuff off air. So
I'm not going to get back into that one.
So far, so good in the Wake Up Nigeria neighborhood. Hopefully, you're not just joining us, but even if you are, welcome, welcome, welcome to those of you who started the show with us earlier on. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. This is the second hour of the show, and we're coming to you live from our studios right here in Lagos, Nigeria. And really, believe me, there's no place you'd rather be right now. Just stay right there and enjoy this feel-good show we put together for you. My name is Titilayo Oyinson. Please stream with us. It's an option that we have available for you. We made sure that if you visit tvcentertainment.tv and Facebook Live at TVC Connect, you can always connect with us. And of course, you can drop a comment or two. Look out for us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Our pages at TVC Connect are always buzzing. Use that hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. So the Wake Up Nigeria show can be viewed on our mobile app, as well as so many other great TVC shows. Just look for TVC Connect on Android or iOS stores. That app will help you carry us along with you anywhere in the world. Now, of course, the show is a breakfast show, which is why we are extremely proud of what happens in our kitchen. Now, someone is standing in the kitchen. I can't look there right now to find out who it is. Mary, is that you? Is that you in the kitchen right now?
No, it isn't.
I couldn't turn to look. But Mary, I have a feeling you guys are going to be cooking up a storm in there
As a
today.
matter of fact, it's actually Yomi with the chef today.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's going to be Yomi with the chef in the kitchen. So I actually just came to take a quick drink, and then the next thing I just heard you call my name, and I had to turn for it. Like, cut in the act more like.
A lovely dress, by the way.
Oh,
Love the
thank
pattern.
you, thank you.
Loving it, loving it.
You look lovely yourself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We have quite a lineup, people. We have quite a lot of things happening on the show today. Dr. Isima Shobande is an aesthetic physician and an expert with skincare. And the doctor will be joining us to talk about causes of hyperpigmentation. Now, this is a big deal for quite a lot of people, so you need to stay tuned for that. And for the latest in the world of entertainment, joining us will be entertainment journalist Sheyi Taylor. And from the world of pageantry, Mr. Nigeria Global 2019, Ayomide Emmanuel Olowokuruku will be here for a chat. Now, if you're still trying to figure out the best parenting techniques to use for your kids, Yeti Williams of Lagos Moms is going to be joining us to share a few more tips on that. And we have another musical performance. Singer, songwriter, vocal coach, and actor Yo-Yo Michael will be here to perform her song, Ekwayo. And finally, we have popular Nigerian gospel singer and songwriter, music director as well, Joe Praise.
Absolutely nothing. There is nothing impossible unto you. You give sight to the blind. No one can deny.
All right, Wake Up Nigeria continues now, as always, at the top of the hour with the news.
Now, welcome to the news. My name is Yomi Ope, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arrested 94 suspected internet fraudsters after conducting raids at some nightclubs in Osogbo, Osun State. The agency spokesman, Wilson Owujaren, says the operation came after intelligence reports revealed they were organizing a party to celebrate their loot. 19 exotic cars, laptops, sophisticated mobile phones, and other items were confiscated. The EFCC says the suspects are currently undergoing further interrogation, and those indicted will be charged to court. Now, over in Enugu, a group of Southeast leaders are set to meet President Muhammadu Buhari to discuss the state of the zone in the nation's polity. Briefing newsmen at the end of their meeting, the group headed by the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, Governor David Umahi, says the zone has concluded plans to meet with the president on Thursday. Present at the meeting were governors of Abia, Enugu, and Ebonyi states.
We just finished our meeting, Southeast Governors meeting with our leaders, and we resolved that we are going to see Mr. President for the welfare of our people Southeast. That is what we resolved. When we come back, we'll give you the context of.
The federal government has called on Nigerians to support its effort at solving Nigeria's revenue generation problems. Speaking at the public presentation breakdown of the 2020 budget proposal in Abuja, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning explained that there is need for the federal government to boost revenue generation in order to meet its targeted revenue to GDP ratio of 15%. Recently, the federal government presented the proposed budget of continuous growth and job creation of 10.33 trillion naira to the joint session of the National Assembly. At the meeting, the budget is presented and further broken down to the public. On the 2020 budget, the minister asserts that the aggregate revenue available to fund the 2020 budget is projected at 8.155 trillion naira, showing a 561.2 billion naira increase compared to the 2019 budget. The budget deficit of 2.175 trillion naira is to be financed mainly by borrowing 1.649 trillion naira, both from domestic and foreign sources. She urges Nigerians to support the federal government's efforts in solving Nigeria's revenue generation problems. Recurrent expenditure is expected to rise by 11.28% from 4.39 trillion in the 2019 fiscal year to 4.88 trillion naira, reflecting increases in salaries and pensions, including provisions for implementation of the new minimum wage. Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. We'll bring you more at the 8 o'clock hour. After now is sports.
Welcome back. This is still Wake Up Nigeria. Now we have with us Dr. Isime. And now the discussion today is the causes of hyperpigmentation. Now, Dr. Isime is an aesthetic physician with Laserderm Clinics. She's certified by the American Academy of Aesthetic Medicine and Pastiche Training Institute. Her core is managing skin acne, pigmentation, disorders, scarring, and aging skin. I feel like you should be everybody's best friend. Everyone who's ever had a skin condition should know your name. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, then. So hyperpigmentation. Pigmentation, hyper, putting those two words together, we need to sort of break it down.
So hyperpigmentation is a skin condition where you have an area of the skin that is darker than surrounding areas of skin. Okay. So this happens a lot in different skin types, but it affects a lot of black people as well. Okay,
so it's not just Africans, but also Caucasians can go through this?
Yes, Caucasians, Africans, yes.
So a lot of Africans or Nigerians feel, nothing do me, I have black skin, nothing, you know, don't worry, there's nothing that a little Ori won't fix, you know. So talk to us about what causes hyperpigmentation.
Okay, so basically, the causes of hyperpigmentation, we can split them into two. Things that are happening within the body and then things that are happening onto the body that we bring from outside. Okay. So within, we talk about things like hormones. When you have varying levels of hormones, you see things like hyperpigmentation come up. A common example is in pregnancy. Okay. When pregnant women, especially as they go close to their, the end of their term, they have this mask of pregnancy that is known as melasma. So things like that can cause hyperpigmentation. So another way to look at it is from things we do from the outside. So things like the sun, sun exposure. A lot of us here don't believe in wearing sunscreen, and the sunscreen isn't because we're black people and so we have the melanin. People have that mentality, but the sunscreen helps to protect the sun from affecting us, which would get us darker. So things like sunburns, and also in application of some types of creams, some products, especially, it's funny, but people that are trying to lighten
Yes.
and then use harsh products, and then by the time they stop using it, they have that rebound hyperpigmentation. Also, medications that we take can also give us that. There are particular there are particular drugs that cause photosensitivity. Basically, what that means is when we're exposed to the sun, we have a higher likelihood of getting darker.
All right. What I'm thinking about now is the fact that there are different types of skin. Are there some types of skin that are more likely to have hyperpigmentation? So, for instance, oily skin or dry skin? Okay.
So, generally, it's not... all skin types can have hyperpigmentation, but something that, mentioning dry skin, a lot of dry skin people with dry skin, they have conditions that increase their sensitivity as well. So something like atopic dermatitis, if the skin is not properly hydrated, actually can lead to hyperpigmentation just as a result of the itching and all that. So it's not necessarily because the skin is dry, it's as a complication of having that dry skin.
But what about oily skin, you know?
So with oily skin, it's more of acne and then the result of having acne. So with acne, the type of hyperpigmentation we have is the type that comes up when someone has an acne pimple, has the scabs, and then that heals over, and then the dark spots. So that is the type of hyperpigmentation you can see in people with oily skin.
So I've noted that some people have dark spots across the forehead.
Yes.
And then under the eyes, like around the cheekbone area.
Yeah.
Like there's that, forgive me, market woman sunburn. You know, the market woman sunburn, the woman that sits under the sun selling her wares has this burn here.
Yes.
So you're still classifying, is it all sunburns that are classified as hyperpigmentation?
Okay, so what you just described now is, it tends to come out more as ochronosis. So basically what that means is that somebody that has probably tried to lighten their skin using products, they get a lot of these mixed products, so hydroquinone, mercury, and then they use them, stay in the sun. That increases the likelihood of these things happening. And if you notice for them, it's not necessarily that that area gets darker. It's almost like there's a change in color of that skin. There's almost like a bluish, greenish tinge in some people. So it's more of a side effect of using those kinds of products on the skin.
All right, so I want to talk about the causes, other causes for hyperpigmentation. For instance, is it something that could be hereditary? You know, something my mother or father had and just passed on to me?
So in that sense, possibly in terms of maybe the way the hormones are represented in particular older generation, and then it passes on the same way. But in terms of core issues, may not necessarily be like that. It's more of things that we do or things that are inherent within us.
So if, for instance, someone's skin starts changing color sometime down the line, they say, that's what happened to my mother. Don't worry, it's okay. It's not true?
So it's possible in the sense of the hormones and how it's represented, but not necessarily just that the person was just on their own. For example, if they do everything right in terms of protecting their skin well, they may not necessarily have such an expression of hyperpigmentation, or it may be reduced.
Okay, so now let's talk about things you can do to help the situation. Now, you've noticed you're having dark marks, dark circles, maybe a darker forehead or a darker chin. What can you do to help from the inside and from the outside?
Okay, so basically, the first thing that you would want to do is to see, probably assess what's going on around you in terms of your current lifestyle, if there's any stress going on, because like I said, hormones can play a part, and sometimes hormones are triggered by stress. Then also we need to look at the skincare. We need to have good skincare practices, having a good wash that helps to exfoliate the skin, wearing sunscreen, using, if you may need to incorporate using a retinoid. So, but that's, at that point, it will be best to see a doctor for that.
All right, so when do I know that it's so serious that I have to see a dermatologist?
Well, ideally, once you notice something, you should possibly book an appointment to see a doctor, because even if it may not be something too serious, it's best to have some reassurance that this is what is going on, and then this is the plan that we're going to go up, how we're going to treat it. So it's best to, as soon as you notice any discomfort, because something that also happens is that people come in and it's a bit late, or it would have helped if they came in earlier to see us. So that's the thing.
All right. Is there anything I can eat that would help my skin go back to normal? Okay, so maybe I was really fair earlier on, and then suddenly I get darker, and then I just want to, you know, eat a healthier diet. What advice would you give me?
Okay, so a good way to start is to take a lot of fruits, things that are high in vitamin C, carrots, oranges, the likes. And then also, if you would want to go with supplements, vitamin C, vitamin E are also very good. But again, with supplements, you have to be careful that you don't overdo it.
But what about topical? That I mean things that you can apply to the skin to bring your skin color back to normal.
Okay, so with topicals, we'll be dealing with, and that's where it will be best to see a doctor, but we'll be dealing with things that help to brighten the skin. So we have the hydroquinone and non-hydroquinone brighteners. That you would need to be on a regimen for, because you may need to use it for a period of time, take a break, and then go back if it's hydroquinone. The non-hydroquinone, you can use for a longer period. Then also, it's good to try to exfoliate your skin regularly, but nothing too harsh. A lot of people, when they think of exfoliation, they think of the micro beads and things like beads that are very rough on the skin, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that intense.
Okay, so there is that whole apricot scrub that people use that is so coarse, and they're like, don't worry, you know, just scrub and it'll be better. Are you doing your skin good or bad by using products like that?
So with that, especially applying on your face, it's not necessarily the texture of what you're using, it's more of the content. So with us, we deal more with what we call the chemical exfoliants. So where you may not feel any grittiness, but it still does a better job than the scrubs. But that may be a good place to start. But again, you need to regulate how you use.
And I guess you need to consult
exactly.
a dermatologist.
A doctor.
All right, so now I would love to hear of a case that you were able to solve, you know. Of course, you don't have to mention names, as quickly as possible. No time. Oh, goodness me, we're out of time. Oh, goodness me. But Dr. Isima, thank you so much for coming to talk to us today. Really.
Thank you.
We have so much to talk about. Please talk to us on social media. If you have your questions on this issue of hyperpigmentation, use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and hopefully the doctor will be able to help out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mary is standing by right now. We have some more of the birthday shout-outs.
Hey now, this one is not going to be those ones you buy on the roadside. This is Chef Ify Special.
Yes.
What do you call it again?
Vegetable beans wrap.
Vegetable beans wrap.
Yes.
I'm still thinking of someone, but you are very modest. So someone people, I know the kind of name they'll give it. Maybe La Beans Apalato Le Pazé or something like that.
Sounds nice.
They just give one name, man. Give it French or Italian and they'll form this thing.
Just change the name.
But yeah, these are the ingredients we're working with. We have our beans, local beans, normal beans. I was thinking it was going to be baked beans or something,
Cooked
but no.
already.
Wonderful. We have sweet corn, we have tomatoes, we have avocado. It's been so long I took avocado. There's a time I used to take it so often. There are a few things here you didn't see the first time. Of course, we have a cucumber. What's this?
That's sausage, fried and diced.
Hey, I'm just thinking of noodles now. Fried and diced. Okay, and then of course this is carrots for our coleslaw, right?
No, we're mixing everything.
We're mixing everything?
Yes.
Okay. What paste do we have there? I see...
That's mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Hot sauce, yes. Hot sauce mayonnaise.
So, I was thinking I'm not used to this kind of stuff, but the way this is going now, it's like I'm very used to it.
Very
and then, of course, we have green pepper there, right?
Yes,
and onions. Okay, so we're dicing the cucumber. Now, why are we doing this? This is something special.
Yes,
why are we carving it out?
No, we are removing the seeds so that we can slice it this way.
Man,
yes.
When you're a chef, when you know what you are doing, this is not chef and cook. There are two different things. There's chef, there's cook. Now this one is chef. Look at chef is so weird, this one. So, Chef Fifi, wonderful. So after this dicing, what goes in? Oh, okay, what do we have here also?
That's white pepper.
This white pepper?
Yes.
Seriously?
And this is olive oil and sesame oil.
Olive oil and sesame oil. I know sesame oil has some flavor,
aroma, yes.
some aroma, pardon me,
yes.
and all that. And then what's this one? This one is whiter than.
That's just salt.
That's salt. So, they said something. They said there's no. It's kind of hard to know the difference between salt and sugar until you taste it. So that's how some humans appear. Something salty and something sugary. It's kind of. But I think that salt is of course finer than sugar most times. Of course, you can grant your sugar a bit more, but salt normally is finer. So yeah, we definitely have salt here. Okay, so what do we do first? Our beans, of course, was already parboiled.
Cooked.
Cooked?
Yes.
Not parboiled? Yeah. What's the difference between cook and parboiled?
Parboil is just parboiling it, then you now cook it. Maybe you're cooking with rice, with yam.
Okay, so you're saying that this one now is final something. It's already done. Ah. I love, there's a particular saying of mine, one of my best sayings ever. You know this saying? It's no be stone with the cook. Now beans, it go soon done. last, it go done. No be stone, now beans. So there's a complaint about beans. No, now when you have correct gas, yeah. When you give it enough at the beans,
the gas refused to use your charcoal.
It will get fast. Okay, so we're still dicing the cucumber.
Yes.
Okay, so do we have to prepare anything or boil anything, or when everything is ready, we just put it inside?
Mix everything together.
Okay, can we see something? Can we see a little bit of the mixing? Let's see the tomatoes. We'll still have to dice this one.
Yes.
Okay, so we're still working on the dicing.
We're still working on the dicing.
Okay, so we'll do this. We'll cut back to ourselves intermittently to show you how far we've gone. I would really like to show them when we are putting all of it together. Okay. All right. I'd like to show them that. Okay. Nice. All right. So we're still here. I don't know if Titi is ready now, but we'll still get back to here. We'll do that intermittently But now I'm used to this. I used to think I wasn't used to it, but this time I'm definitely used to it. Definitely. Definitely.
When you see the finished product, you know that
I'm not going to see it. I'm doing it. It's also I'm doing it together. You're saying when we see, I say I'm going to go and come back. Okay. I'm going to be in this place because there are no more people that are here and they've been tackling me since. But this time around, just know that
Mike is in the kitchen.
I'll come through. Okay. All right. So Titi has somebody. We'll still jump to here just before we head out for the third lap of the show. But hey, Titi. You see what we're doing here? Do you have a tush name for what we're doing here? Because
I don't know what.
Chef Ife is very modest.
I feel like it's like a gourmet sandwich.
Hey, you see what I said?
Gourmet sandwich.
Gourmet à la Pazot Le Binson.
Yes. Wow.
Gourmet things, but it's very colorful.
I've given you the name. I have given you the name. Gourmet à la Burrito Le Binson.
Wow. Burrito.
That's the menu for today.
These languages you're using, Mike. Will it make the food taste sweeter?
You don't know.
You never know.
You never knew it yet. All right, take it away, Titi.
Talking about things or people that are sweet. A sweet gentleman just entered the studio. So sweet that they had to give him a crown. Ayomide Emmanuel Olowo Poroku. I got it right this time. Yes, current Mr. Nigeria Global 2019 is in the building. Woo, woo, woo. Now, this isn't his first stint as a pageant winner. He was also crowned Mr. Osun International in 2018. He started his career as a model, and it's part of a plethora of so many things he's been doing, you know, presenting, being part of a TV reality show, and so much more. Welcome to the show, Mr. Nigeria.
Yeah, it's an honor to be on the show.
All right. Now, is that pressure? Is there a lot of pressure having that title, Mr. Nigeria?
Well, yeah, the name itself is big.
Yeah.
When people hear Mr. Nigeria, apart from the fact that, okay, you are Mr. Nigeria, they expect a lot of things from you. Okay. When they meet you, okay, I'm this Mr. Nigeria. They go, oh, Mr. Nigeria, what is this, what is that? Yeah, there's been a lot of pressure so far. Even while I was still a state king, the pressure has been there. Now to think of it as, okay, I'm carrying the nation
on your shoulders.
Yes. So
literally, like on your neck.
Exactly. So the pressure is kind of much, but then I will know how to fix it. And
all right. So, you know, there is a long process before, you know, from the casting to the camping and before, you know, you finally get to the competition. Tell us a bit about how that went.
Okay. Well, it all started January, sometimes January. Yes, January.
Yeah.
So the audition after the sale of the film.
Was it easy? Was the audition easy for you?
Well, the fact that I was a state king already
automatically
qualified me to represent my state, which is Osun State.
Okay.
At the Mr. Nigeria. So I didn't get to do the first round of the audition. It was just the final audition that I went for. Yeah, the audition level was quite, it was kind of
tough, eh?
Yeah, because we had like 120 something.
Men.
Yes.
Men with muscles, 120.
Yeah.
Why don't they invite me for these kind of auditions? I would love to be there, you know.
So
but I have to say, was it, you know, some people have issues with exposing their skin, you know, muscles and all that. Was that a major criteria?
Well, yes. Basically, it has to be all in one. Your physique, your skin, most importantly, your brain.
Okay.
So it's you have to have it like everything. You have to be fit. You have to be very audible. So you just have to have a bit of little, not just be muscular without brain and yeah.
Okay, so I want to touch on the brain part.
Okay.
So when it comes to intellect, did they give you any challenges, you know, to test your brain power? Did they give you tasks to do?
Definitely. We in camp we had this task. We took a class on entrepreneurship. Okay. Where we are supposed to do a task like write a mini business plan.
Okay.
Just like a little business plan to know how wise you are or how profitable you can be. Let me just put it that way. Okay. Then on the stage, like during the grand finale, there was a question and answer section where you have to answer questions, not just on what's it called, current affairs alone, but on things that are happening, like what's like your intellectual things.
All right. Yeah. Do you remember what question they asked you? Do you remember the question?
Yes. My question was, what edge do I have over other contestants?
I can't wait to hear this answer. What was your answer?
Well, to God be the glory, this particular edition, the hashtag, or let me say the theme, was exquisite edition. Okay. So while I was asked, the answer I gave was, I said, well, let me just quote myself. So I said, well, everybody deserves to win the crown. But the edge I have over other contestants is the fact that I am the exquisite edition of them all.
Wow.
So that just...
Wow. Yeah. Wow. And that sets you apart from the rest. All right. Now you're going to represent Nigeria in another country. Where is it this year?
Well, it's not fixed here, but it's either Thailand or Singapore.
Oh, okay. So those countries are very beautiful countries with a lot of very beautiful men that are going to be there. I'm saying beautiful men because, you know, hey. But this is a lot of pressure as well, you know, taking the Nigerian flag with you there to represent. What are you planning to do to set yourself apart when you get there?
Well, okay. Personally, I know I'm physically and mentally ready for the task. But then there's a place of support from the country, from the nation at large. Yes, in all ramifications, financially and all that. So it's not just about me being ready alone. I need massive support from my country at large. Just to be out, because then it doesn't, if I'm just there and there's no backup, it's only...
No, don't worry. We at Wake Up Nigeria are supporting you.
Okay.
From beginning to end, we'll be looking out for the competition.
I'm holding on to that.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Godspeed. Now we have to wrap up this hour of Wake Up Nigeria and continue with the show in a bit. Let's take a break.
Yeah, just before that break, I don't know where Titi was running to.
What happened?
Now, this is it. This is it. Titi, calm down, calm down. Pour it in. I'm the one that's turning it. I hope you can see this stuff here. Everything is going in now. This is it, right? Okay. Aha, they can see it. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Don't put on, just put a little.
Okay. This is...
wait. Don't worry, you turn it. Just calm down.
Okay. Nice. The beans is going in. Wonderful. Okay, what else is going in? Aha, this is our white pepper.
Because we're doing a large quantity.
Okay, it's quite a large quantity. Okay. All right. What else is going in now?
Salt.
This is our salt. It's gonna look nice, you know. Okay. Okay. We got. Okay. What is this? Is this painting or food? This is looking so. The colors here. I'm seeing red, blue, green, brown, yellow, avocado. All right. While we're getting this done, we just have to run up with the second lap of the show. There's still so much more fun to come in the third lap of the show. You don't want to miss all of that. I'll see you on the flip side.
Now it's a beautiful day, beautiful morning, and of course, hopefully, we've been able to rub off some of that positivity into your day so far. We've been having such a splendid time, and hopefully you have as well. This is the third hour of our amazing marathon. Don't fret, we still have quite a few things still lined up for you. It's never a dull moment on Wake Up Nigeria, so let's take this last lap together. My name is Titilayo Oyinson. And of course, you can always watch this show live via live stream on tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect. Those comments, so far so good. I'm loving them. And you can send them in, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Now, the app that you should have downloaded already is available on both Android and iOS stores. Please do that as quick as you can, because with that app, you can watch us and so many other great TVC programs from anywhere in the world. We still have, coming up, some entertainment news updates coming your way. Sheyi Taylor is going to be helping us out on that one. And for musical performance, we have singer, songwriter, and vocal coach, as well as actor, Yo-Yo Michael, here to perform her great song, Ekwayo.
We'll never know the value of love if not for heart. We'll never understand the song if you don't.
And finally, we have popular Nigerian gospel singer, songwriter, and music director, Joe Praise, coming into the building.
There is nothing impossible unto you. You give sight to the blind. No one can deny.
And of course, at the top of the hour, we always have the news update, and it's time for that now.
Thank you very much, Titi. All right, welcome to the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary Bashua Alimi. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arrested 94 suspected internet fraudsters after conducting raids at some nightclubs in Osun, Osun State. The agency's spokesman, Wilson Ujaren, says the operation comes after intelligence reports revealed they were organizing a party to celebrate their loot. 19 exotic cars, laptops, several sophisticated mobile phones, and other items were also confiscated. The EFCC says the suspects are currently undergoing further interrogation, and those indicted would be charged to court. A group of Saudi's leaders are set to meet President Muhammadu Buhari to discuss the state of the zone in the nation's polity. Briefing newsmen at the end of their meeting, the group, headed by the chairman of Saudi's Governors Forum, Governor David Umahi, says the zone has concluded plans to meet with the president on Thursday. Present at the meeting were governors of Abia, Enugu, and Ebonyi states.
We just finished our meeting, Southeast Governors meeting with our leaders, and then we resolved that we are going to see Mr. President for the welfare of our people Southeast. That is what we resolved. When we come back, we'll give you the content of our meeting with Mr. President.
Moving on, a meeting between organized labor team and the government side of the Joint National Public Service Negotiating Council and the Minister of Labor and Employment, Chris Ngige, is to continue today to resolve the disagreements and prevent a showdown tomorrow. On Monday, both teams met separately with the minister as part of efforts to resolve the lingering dispute over the consequential adjustment of the national minimum wage and avert the looming nationwide strike. Organized labor had issued an ultimatum to the federal government and directed workers to get ready for a nationwide strike. Labor is demanding 29% salary increase for officers on salary grade level 7 to 14 and 24% adjustment for officers on salary level 15 to 17, while the federal government is proposing 11% salary increase for officers on level 7 to 14 and 6.5% for workers on level 15 to 17. Thank you so much for staying tuned. It is time for entertainment news on Wake Up Nigeria. And with me is Sheyi Taylor. Yes, we'll be doing entertainment news together today. Sheyi Taylor is currently the editor-in-chief Taylor Live magazine, a lifestyle, fashion and entertainment magazine. And he's here to discuss the latest in the world of entertainment. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Great to have you here. Okay, so we're going to start off with Tiwa Savage.
Okay.
Well, it's not just Tiwa Savage.
Adjust.
Quite a lot of stuff happening. Okay, you need to adjust.
Yes, I have to.
Now, singer Tiwa Savage shared a video of 3 ladies insulting her.
Not just her.
Yeah, well, we're focusing on Tiwa now because she was one who lashed out the most.
Yeah.
Now, Nigerian singer and actress took to her Instagram page on Thursday, October 10, 2019, where she shared the video of 3 ladies insulting her. Now, according to the star, she was shocked that women who are supposed to be supporting themselves are busy trolling one another. Now, she captioned the clip, "Yo, look at the so-called female gatekeepers, #OAP, that are supposed to help fellow female artists, and shout that female should support each other are seen here abusing female artists, not knowing cameras were still rolling. And they wonder why I keep to myself. To ladies in this video, hope you keep the same energy when you see me in person. #2 seconds. Was that referring to their 2 seconds of fame?
Well, yes.
Okay, let me just stop there. That's what she captioned the video with. So, what do you have to say?
Well, that was wrong to start with. I mean, we all know how hard it is for female
in the industry.
Yeah, in the music industry. It's really difficult. And I felt like as a female OAP or a female gatekeeper, as you should be able to support other female artists as well. For you to sit down in the office or in your studio, use your power to now lash or tongue lash other female, I mean, that's not nice. It's not done. Who does that? I mean, left to me, if I was like the head of that station, I would literally sanction each and every one of them. That's the truth.
Okay, so let's move on anyway. It has to do with Burna Boy this time.
Okay.
Burna Boy teaching Ghanaian policemen how to do the Zanku dance. Can you do the Zanku dance?
I can't, I won't lie. I'm more of the, book type. I'm not the dance one.
All right, tell us the story about
well, it's nice that, a Nigerian artist is taking not just our music global, our dance step as well.
Yeah.
And Burna Boy has been able to do that successfully. I mean, he's Africa's giant, yeah.
And we all know, of course, he loves being in Ghana. So
yes.
It's not a surprise that it had to be Ghanaian policemen who would be teaching the Zanku moves.
I mean, I'm trying to...
Are you driving a car? You should have seen what he was doing. See, that's the video. For a minute, I was not praying. Did that go not go off? Interesting there. But what were you doing?
I was trying to, best say, like...
What are you doing? You're throwing money. You're driving a car. All right, he's actually currently on vacation in Ghana, and that's when he was filmed teaching their policemen how to do the Zanku dance. Now, the popular musician joined the legwork squad after he featured Zanku dance pioneer Zlatan Ibile in a track titled Killing Them Sha. Okay, the Sha is not a part of the title, but you get. And of course, that eventually took the music airwaves by storm. He's also on his album, the African Giant album. Now, remember the music star had once declared the country as the only place he gets genuine peace, which caused a stir among Nigerians. Well, we should check out the video proper. We should really take a look at it. All right, moving on. Rivers girl, we're talking MBGN now. Rivers girl Nyekachi Douglas was crowned as MBGN for 2019. Miss Rivers State Nyekachi Douglas was crowned the most beautiful girl in Nigeria 2019 at the 32nd edition held in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State on Friday night. The beauty pageant is organized yearly by Silverbird. Now, Hollywood actor, we'll talk about that one later. So tell me, what do you make of this?
Congrats to her. That's the truth.
Why did you sound excited? Can you share?
Well, I felt somebody else was going to win, but congrats to her.
You had someone in mind
I had somebody
already.
in mind.
Okay.
I watched their process and everything on social media and online and everything. I felt somebody else was going to win, but still, congrats to her. It's not easy contesting in such, a very big pageant and still coming out successful. Yeah, congrats.
Of course,
being
the winner, she'll be going for Miss World pageant.
Hope she wins.
Okay, so let's move on. It's straight to Robert Foster. The Hollywood actor passed away on Friday, October 11th, following a battle with brain cancer. That's what his family members said, brain cancer. The talented actor died at age 78. And of course, he started his career as an actor in the 1960s. He got his first movie break in Reflections in a Golden Eye in 1967. Now, according to Metro UK, the actor died in his home the same day his latest movie was released. The actor is known for his roles, such as John Cassellis in Haskell Wexler's Medium Cool.
So sad. The industry has lost somebody really great. I've seen a couple of his movies and stuff, and it was really, really nice. It's quite sad.
The Lebanese terrorist one, it took me a long while to believe he wasn't Lebanese.
That's owning your script.
Yeah, you did. Very good
amazing.
actor. Yeah. All right, so we also have to talk about DMX. There's no way we're going to leave here today without talking about him. The legendary American rapper checked back into rehab and cancelled his show. Now, what happened was the 48-year-old rapper checked himself into rehab again, and in a post on Instagram, a member of DMX's team revealed that the embattled rapper was putting family and sobriety first. In his ongoing commitment to putting family and sobriety first, DMX had to do that. That's according to the statement. He had to check himself into a rehab facility. Now, he apologizes for his cancelled shows and thanks his fans for their continued support. This news came after DMX failed to show up for a performance at Dub Jam's 35th anniversary party on Thursday. The rapper born Earl Simmons struggled with addiction for several years, as well as entering rehab at various points in his life over the years. Now, back in 2011, he told TMZ that he had beat his addiction, saying, "I have 10 children. I have to drive them in the right direction. So I let the cocaine go." But then in 2017, he canceled 3 shows so that he could again head to rehab. So that's like a train of
cancelling
shows, going for rehab after getting addicted.
Now, my problem with it is, you want to go to rehab. Why wait till you have a show? Why wait till you sold out tickets? Why wait till your show is sold out before you now decide, oh, I don't want to do this show again. I don't think I am mentally capable.
Yeah, but people don't have control over their emotions. It happened to Ariana Grande recently.
Okay.
Ariana
his is different. It's not the first time.
Well,
it's more like a regular thing, and it's not going to be honest, going to affect his business. People will begin to reason, oh, he has another show. If you buy a ticket now, he won't show up. He'll be in rehab, that kind of thing. Better say, you could even do the show at the rehab,
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. Just an option.
But I'd like to hear some DMX if it was me. Anyway, we have more going on. As about now, Yo-Yo Michael and Titi will be giving us a performance. I don't know if Titi is going to be giving us a performance, though. Very sure Yo-Yo will.
Yes, been looking forward to some music in the building. And Yo-Yo Michael is a preacher's child. She's a singer, songwriter, voice coach, dancer, and actor. Now, she's a graduate of accounting from Benson Idahosa University. And joining the choir by age 7, she amazingly joined the adult choir by age 8. She's won numerous awards and many singing competitions, and it's just such an amazing day since she's here in the building with us. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. All right. So we want you to perform your new song, Ekwan, all right? All right. Sure. Take it away.
Thank you. Only God knows the story. That's true. He knows the ugly, the bad, and the good. Oh, he turned my life around, gave me a brand new start.
Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria begins once again with, continues once again with an amazing guest.
Amazing guest,
Yes,
a friend
indeed.
of the house, of course.
Yes, indeed.
Yep, looking forward to this one.
Joe Praise has entered the building.
And that's it.
So good
What's
to be
that?
here. Let me do this. Yeah, see me very well, see me very well.
Yeah, so Joe Praise.
It is me.
Yeah, probably if you ask him for his account, you won't see Joe Praise as his name. It's Joseph Omo Ebodage, who's popularly known as Joe Praise.
This man, you're in the spirit.
Nigerian gospel singer.
I like the way you talk. I like that account you
anybody
mentioned.
that's planning to send him money,
Yeah.
Don't write Joe Praise on the check.
No, don't do that. It's not holy. Worship leader is a songwriter and also a music director who rose to fame following the release of his hit song, Mighty God, off his debut album, My Praise.
Yes,
he's been there in the music industry, giving us wonderful music, and that is where I want to start from. You see, quality of music when it comes to gospel music. Now, we have a lot of people who put music together and they call the name of the Lord, and they feel like, okay, because the name of the Lord is there, it's sanctified, it should be good, but you are of a different breed. I'm not saying it because you're here, but you do music that makes people, because, you know, people listen to melody and then they want to groove and feel it. What was the inspiration behind you doing yours? Because it's quite different. Your style of music, you do the worship and all that, but then when you want to groove, you groove like no one else.
100%.
What's the inspiration behind doing that style of music, making music, doing music as it is, not just saying, putting the name of the Lord there and it's gospel?
Always a great pleasure to be here. TVC is, it's like...
Welcome back.
We're 5 and 6. You know.
Sure.
You know, when I before I got started, I've always watched videos, you know, heard music, and for some reasons, I wasn't just okay with what I was saying. So I told myself, if you're going to be different, you have to be different from the word go. So that's why in my production, you know, when you see my production, you know that this guy loves quality. When I want to worship, I go hard. When I want to, you know, body, I go hard.
Exactly.
When I want to jump, I go hard. Because that is, it shows that I'm convinced what I'm doing. I'm not sitting on the fence. No. I'm a Christian, I'm a gospel artist. I do it the way it should be done. I'm doing it to set a pace for those who are coming after me.
Wonderful.
To know that this is the way it should be done. This is the template. Don't go below this. Take it from here to higher height. Those who did it before I came on board, they did their best. I cannot, it would be a failure for me to do it at the level at which they did theirs.
Wow.
That means I didn't learn nothing. So if they did it at certain levels, I should come and take it to a higher level so that those who are coming after me will take it to yet another greater level. So that's the reason I focus more on my production. I focus more on my, I'm just an excellent guy.
Exactly. I like that. I like that.
But
I like that.
once you've taken it to a particular height, going higher can be a lot harder.
No. It's just, it's a mentality. It's a mentality. When you're always hungry, it's never hard. You're always hungry, you're always, you know, the ladder that took you up, you don't throw it away. Everything you did to get you to where you are, you don't stop doing them.
Okay.
Some people, that's why I was telling someone some days ago, I said, when money comes to you, don't change your lifestyle.
Wow.
But you know, that's a very hard thing because money is an amplifier. It shows who you really are.
Exactly.
So a lot of people, they don't, in fact, some people don't even know who they are until money comes. Exactly. That's where the challenge is.
Yeah, because when money just comes, they change their lifestyle. Okay, this money, you have 10 million. Yeah. You just go and buy one car, the car is 9 million. You have just one more to go. When that one finishes, you're looking for money to buy for that car you just bought. So that you keep being hungry. You make sure everything you did. If you used to be a prayerful person, you used to rehearse like 8 hours in the week. Keep doing them. Keep doing them.
Yeah, you mentioned being hungry for it, but at a point you feel very full. You don't belly full at a point.
Sister, it's a mentality.
Are you sure?
I never belly full.
Are you sure?
I said this.
Are you sure? Speaking of belly fulling,
while we go to the kitchen,
we have to go to the kitchen.
While we're going to the kitchen, we're talking about Praise Ovation, right? You have something. It's a new album you have. There's a concert. Well, let's head to the kitchen.
That's what's up. Let's go.
What's about Praise Ovation? Why Praise Ovation?
Hold your stuff. Let's go.
Why Praise Ovation? Yeah,
okay, let's go.
Why Praise Ovation? What's it all about?
This kitchen, I don't know. I should sit here.
Yes.
Put me at the edge. Be up on the door for me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, preservation is where's mine? This kitchen is incomplete.
So yeah, preservation, very fast.
Yeah, preservation is a program I'm putting together. It holds this Sunday on the 20th of October. 4 p.m. is the time at the Loveword Arena, Lekki by Chisco bus stop there. It's a massive event. Trust me, we're expecting over 5,000 to 7,000 people in attendance.
Wow.
It is 10 years this year. I released my very first album.
Congratulations!
Yes. So imagine 10 years after, you are still being very relevant.
Yes, so
it's not being
and you're still looking young and funky.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
You know?
25.
Yeah, I'm looking 35 for real. So I'm inviting everybody to be my special guest. And guess what? I'm releasing a brand new album on that night.
Beautiful.
The fourth album.
Fantastic. And we have a brand new meal here.
Yes, Chef Ife,
tell us what we have here.
Talk to us.
We have vegetable beans wrap with cucumber. Yes, beans wrap.
Beans
cucumber,
wrap.
tomato salad.
Vegetable beans wrap. Yes. Please have a taste and tell us what you think. Please. Can't wait.
She wants to say something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should.
Go ahead.
Maybe the lady is kitchen ministry. So.
What do you think?
Yummy, yummy, yum, yum. Nice.
Oh, my goodness. All right, then. You know what? We have had quite a fun day today. Joe, please tell us what you think.
The food?
Yes, please taste it. Please, go ahead. Please tell us what you think.
Just a taste?
Yes, you have to.
Fine, we can try the cucumber or something.
What do you think? What do you think?
I can taste ogbono soup. You see everything in it.
Wow, okay.
You are very good.
Thank you so much, Chef, for all your hard work.
Thank you.
And yes, a big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories they said to us. You should really get up with us bright and early to be part of this show every single morning from 6 a.m.
Of course, a big shout out to all the guests who came to Joe Praise, to everyone who was on the show today. Thank you for being a part of this. We will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, midweek.
Yes,
midweek. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
There is nothing absolute